So as cloud gaming gets more mainstream and bigger, we're starting to see an influx of new types of hardware claiming they'll make our gaming experience great over the cloud and will provide us with this ultra low latency. My first Android controller being the Razer Kishi that I reviewed months ago, I was actually feeling pretty impressed because it certainly felt better than any Bluetooth controller when it came to my gameplay. But I also wasn't satisfied. For $80 I didn't care for the triggers and I didn't feel like it was a quality build. So seeking a new contender, not just for myself but for you guys, although only $10 cheaper, I thought I'd give the GameSir X2 Type-C a shot for cloud gaming, especially when it considers itself a cloud gaming controller. Well, I have some things that I loved over the Kishi and some things not so much. First, right out of the box, it felt very lightweight and even lighter than the Kishi, but it still didn't have that premium quality feel I was hoping for, but I would say I'd put it on par. It felt smooth, and the thing that struck me more than anything was the grip in the back. This was huge for me, and I was eager to do some long gaming sessions as cramping with the Kishi has been very prevalent for me. Then fitting my phone into the GameSir X was not as smooth as I like. You have to place it in the USB-C first, then stretch out the other side with your phone dangling on the side while you're doing that. It was fine and I got used to it. It's not as easy as the Kishi, but either way, when the phone is in place, then it does feel right. Your phone won't move or go anywhere and it should stay right in place. I also want to note that this does feature another port so you guys can charge while gaming. Now, as far as when gaming on the GameSir X2, the triggers were very responsive during my game sessions. This, along with the bumpers, though, had a very annoying clicking sound that was very loud. I personally was not a fan of that, but it didn't bother me too much. But using both the triggers and bumpers during gameplay felt nice. It's almost like they set them up in a way for faster response because there's a lot less weight that has to be pushed down than most controllers, and I personally was digging that. But here we hit on another negative, and honestly this could be a deal breaker for a lot of you, as they have the Nintendo Switch layout with the buttons. The X and Y are in reverse as well as the B and A. To say that I was getting confused during my games is an understatement, and I would expect this to be a major negative if you have your muscle memory towards PS4 or Xbox controllers. Either way, I was able to adjust to most games and it was fine, but the buttons themselves though were very responsive. I felt no lag. The joysticks on both felt good as well. No complaints here, and they move and adjusted to my action smoothly. The D-pad is not like a typical D-pad as well because you won't be dragging your thumb like you do with a normal D-pad, but pressing the buttons that were a bit more separated with each other did feel fine. As for the biggest thing though, it doesn't live up to be a good or great cloud gaming controller, and that is what this controller advertises itself mainly. And I would actually say yes, the grip on the back was a bit of a game changer for me, and if I had to choose between which controller I will now use more, it's actually going to be this one because of that alone. It just felt better and more comfortable in my hands than the Kishi, and because how much I hate the triggers on the Kishi, the GameSir will meet those needs for me on a personal level. Unfortunately, it's far from perfect, and I'm not sure how much I can recommend this over the Kishi because it's only $10 cheaper at the time of this video. I would say this might be down to your personal preference, but using this controller on all devices and all services, Stadia, GeForce Now, xCloud Shadow, performance-wise in terms of pure latency, it felt just as good as the Kishi, and for me that was the biggest thing that I was looking for. But I think some of you will hate that clicking sound with the bumpers and the Nintendo Switch layout, and maybe even visually, as it's not as slick looking to me, but once again I feel like this is all down to personal preference. Overall, I can recommend this controller. Just keep in mind everything that I said in this video when making your choice and purchase. I'll still be on the hunt for that ultimate mobile cloud gaming controller that doesn't break the bank, but so far the GameSir X2 is the closest thing that I've seen so far. This is a great alternative to the Kishi. Make sure you guys check the links down below if you're interested in purchasing this controller. I'm Sunny, and I'll see you guys in the cloud.